Hi, and welcome to this video. This is the second in a whole series of videos for people who are going to their very first 10-day Vipassana course. So first of all, congratulations on making the decision to go to the course. I'm really excited for you. This changes people in so many wonderful ways. So I hope you have a wonderful course and see wonderful results on the other side of it. Maybe check out the other videos in the series to see if there's other pieces of advice that I can offer that'll be helpful for you. But let's get into this, what to pack. So first things first, when you register for the course, they're going to send you a list of things to bring, like a packing list. My main piece of advice here is really just know that not everything on that list is something that you're going to need. Some of the things on that list might just be things you might want to have in certain circumstances. But I didn't know that the first time I went, so I thought I had to bring everything on the list, and I didn't always know exactly why they were saying I should bring certain items. But then once I got there, I understood. So what I should have done in hindsight is I should have just called the meditation center where I was going to be and asked them, do I really need this, or do I really need to bring that, or why are you saying I need to bring this thing? But I didn't do that, so I tried to bring everything, and it was really difficult to pack everything. And I was fortunate that I was just driving in my car to go there, because some people have to take airplanes or public transportation, or they're like, you know, going on, who knows, all the different ways people travel to get to the meditation center. But a lot of people who go have a need to pack as lightly as possible and only bring what they really need. So I'm going to just run through a couple things. I have a list over here that I'm looking at. Just some things that I thought were really useful for packing. I've gone to the course 4 times. So after the first time I went, I had a better idea of what to pack. And then after I went the second time, I had an even better idea of what to pack. So by the time I went to my course for the 3rd time and the 4th time, I had it down, and I even saved a little packing list, and I kept it with my meditation supplies so that the next time I go for the course, I'll just remember, oh yeah, I like to have this certain thing with me, and it'll just make it easier. So let's look at this list, shall we? Okay, let's see. What do we have here? Okay, clothing. Obviously you want to wear comfortable clothing. You're not there to impress anyone. You don't have to worry about looking cute, looking pretty. You're not supposed to don't wear perfume, don't wear any scented stuff, but you're not going to need any jewelry, nail polish, cute clothes. Just be comfortable. You know, no one's there talking to you. Everyone's there with their eyes closed, facing the front of the room anyway. Just be comfortable. The place where I go is in Massachusetts, and every single time I see people wearing just t-shirts, sweatshirts, lounge pants, another way to say pajama pants, long flowy skirts. Sometimes the men wear, I don't know what it's called, but this kind of skirt wrap thing from another culture. Anything that's going to be comfortable. I've seen monks on the course, so they just wear their monk robes, their robes. That's it, be comfortable. But if you need to pack as light as possible, then pay attention to whatever laundry facilities might be at that meditation center. You can call them up ahead of time to ask. The place where I went, they had in the basement of the building, they had these big sinks where you could hand wash your clothes, and they had detergent that you could use to hand wash your clothes, and they had a drying rack. They had a couple drying racks inside, and they had a clothing line outside with clothespins. So call them ahead of time, see if you'll be able to use those facilities. Because if you can, then you can wash your socks and underwear, wash your clothes, and not have to pack as much. Let's see, what else do we have here? It's funny that I just coughed because I want to talk about cough drops. Okay, so even if you're a person who never gets sick, there is a chance that you might come down with a cold when you go there. I want to mention to you, all the times I took this course was before the COVID-19 pandemic happened. I haven't gone since, but I do see from the newsletters I get that during the pandemic, I think they stopped everything for a while. They suspended the courses. And then when they started doing the courses again, it was modified for safety. So when you're going now, if you have any questions about how things are run, just call them up and ask. But before the pandemic, I did this course 4 times, and I never got sick very frequently, but the very first time I went, I got a really bad head cold. And I saw the course manager giving some cough drops to someone else who was coughing a lot. So I asked her for some cough drops, and she gave me like 2 or 3. And then she said, when you need more, you can ask me. But I had this nagging cough that was like constant. If I wasn't sucking on a cough drop, I was coughing. So I had to keep asking her again and again and again and again for more cough drops. And so I decided for the second course, I would just bring them with me. So you're not supposed to bring any food with you. You're not supposed to keep any food or drinks in your room. But I thought it was okay to bring cough drops because I wasn't eating them like candy, you know, like food. I just wanted them in case I got sick again. And you know, it was interesting to see, you're in this meditation hall with hundreds of people, and sometimes you'll have one person like over here in the room sick and coughing and stuff, and then after a few days they're okay, but then the person down the row picks it up and they start, and then at the end of the course someone over here will pick it up. So you're in the same room sharing the same air with hundreds of people for 10 days. So you know, germs can pass around. Also, you're meditating, all kinds of interesting things happen inside your body. I guess it's possible that you might get some physical symptoms as a result of clearing something up out of your body as a result of doing this work. I don't really have a better way of explaining it, but just be prepared is all I'm saying. Now, the kind that I like, the cough drops I found the most effective are Ricola, the big original version. There's a sugarless version that's smaller but doesn't last as long. So if you get the regular Ricola, you can keep it parked in your cheek and just let it dissolve on its own, and that will last you a full hour. And most of the meditation sessions in the meditation hall, last about an hour. So there were a couple times during later courses when I was glad I had those cough drops, because even though I didn't get a full-blown like head cold or flu or whatever, I did have allergies for a while. So I did have a bit of a cough, like seasonal allergies. So it was very helpful for me to have the cough drop just ready. So I would like have my little routine. I would go into the meditation hall, get settled in on my cushion, and then I'd take out my cough drop and unwrap it so that it was like ready to go. Because when you unwrap it, it's kind of loud, it makes a sound. And I would just like loosen up the wrapper, tuck it underneath the cover that's on the cushion so that it was right there. And I would also have some tissues ready to go just in case. And that allowed me to relax more and to not be so worried about, oh, that tickle in my throat, what if I start coughing? Because you don't want to disturb people. And also, you don't want to disturb your own meditative state, your own process. So that was something I did just to make myself feel more at ease. So I like that. So every time I go to the course, I got Ricola cough drops and tissues. What else is on my list? Come on, computer. Where's my notes? Oh my goodness. Oh, right. Okay. I like to bring a nightlight. I don't know what your sleeping quarters are going to look like. The place where I went in Massachusetts, it's called Dhamma Brothers Vipassana Meditation Center, and it's in Shelburne Falls, Massachusetts. And I think, from what I can gather, it's one of the most like quote unquote luxurious meditation centers out of all the Vipassana meditation centers. You know, they're all over the United States. They're in many different countries. This one is really nice. So it might be that you're going to one that's nicer. You might be going to one that doesn't have as many amenities. So, you know, call ahead to find out. but I have my own bedroom and my own bathroom. But I like to bring a nightlight because, you know, you're up, your sleep might be disturbed, you might be up at all kinds of weird hours of the night. So it was nice to have the nightlight, not have to turn on the big overhead light. And I also recommend you bring a water bottle. A lot of people, I mean, everyone brings a water bottle. You can't bring it into the meditation hall with you, but you can, the place where I went had water fountains, and there was a water dispenser in the dining hall. And then I brought a water bottle that was like an insulated one too, like you could put hot stuff in it. So during the tea break, I would go to the dining hall, get my tea, and then bring it outside and have my hot tea out in the breeze, and like go back to my room and have the tea in my room. Even though you're not supposed to have like food in your room, I thought it was okay to have the tea in the thermos in my room. But it's a really nice comfort. Anything you want to bring from home that's going to make you feel comforted and cozy and safe, that doesn't break the rules or disturb other people, I say bring it. There's a few items that I have on this list that are like that. So for example, the tea breaks. They have an assortment of tea, and in the place where I went, they had coffee, and they had a variety of sweeteners, but I liked to bring my own tea bags from home because, you know, I had a favorite tea, and I wanted to feel all comforted and nice, and have as an enjoyable of an experience as possible. So I brought 10 tea bags and 10 packets of my favorite sweetener because they don't have it there. You're also going to want to bring with you any meditation aids that are going to help you feel comfortable. So this is like meditation cushions, back jack chairs, blanket, what have you. You're going to be assigned a spot in the meditation hall that has a floor cushion, and then you can bring additional cushions. But if you have the need to sit in an actual chair, you can make arrangements ahead of time with the meditation center to have a chair ready for you. So you're going to want to prepare ahead of time by practicing different seating postures so that you know how you're going to be able to sit in the most comfortable way for long periods of time without moving your body. So if you know that maybe you have, like me, I have really tight hip flexors, I bring extra little cushions to put underneath my knees when I'm sitting like cross-legged, so that keeps my knees up a little bit more so that it doesn't hurt my hips too much. Just experiment. They do have some cushions and like meditation benches and back jack chairs at the place where I go, but it's limited supply, so it's first come, first serve. And actually, I ended up experimenting with different postures once I was there and had access to their cushions, and I figured out, like, it was kind of neat. They had these big block shaped cushions, and I remember figuring out if I got like 2 of those, I could put them under my knees and have my knees, like my legs out in front of me, but with my knees bent, and that was like really comfortable. So just experiment around, bring whatever you're going to need to be comfortable. You're definitely going to want to bring a light blanket, or maybe maybe a big shawl, because when you're sitting still for an hour or so, you know, your body temperature might drop a little bit. You'll get a little cooler because you're not generating body heat. A blanket is good because I've been in the hall where people have, like, they brought jackets or sweaters, and everyone has to listen to them zipping up and unzipping their jacket. Or they have like jackets that are like a windbreaker material that are really loud. So when they take off the jacket, everyone in the hall can hear like the sound of the fabric. It's kind of funny. Some people brought sweaters, which was interesting because, you know, I watch them take off the sweater because they're hot, but then they're trying to like put it on their legs, like for a little blanket on their lap. So really a blanket is best because you can just throw it on, throw it off, have it wherever you need it, and it's not going to be loud or disturb anybody. I also like to bring with me a small, like, travel size fan and a heating pad, because in the room there's no way to control the thermostat, like the temperature that's coming through the HVAC system. You might be in a place that doesn't have air conditioning, You might be in a place that, I don't know, maybe doesn't have a heating system. Maybe you're even in a place where you're camping. I don't know. The meditation centers are all very different. But where I go, I like to have a fan and a heating pad for the cooler nights. And then I bring an extension cord to make sure that I'll be able to have it near my bed, because I don't know ahead of time where the electrical outlet's going to be in relation to the bed. So that's something nice to just make sure that I'm cozy and comfortable. I also like to bring with me the timetable written out on a piece of paper. This is the daily schedule. There's another video I did where we talk in detail about the daily timetable. That's the first video in the series called How to Prepare Mentally. If you're curious about more specifics about that schedule, you can go there and watch that video. But the reason why I bring it is because my brain doesn't really remember anything to do with numbers very well. So when I took the course for the very first time, I kept forgetting throughout the day, what time do we have to go back? What time, how much longer do we have from this break? And how, what's the next thing? Is it group meditation, or is it like the kind where I can pick if I'm going to meditate in the hall or my room or my cell? And so I kept walking up to the front of the meditation center where they had the schedule hanging on a wall outside the dining hall. And I kept like having to go back up there and back to my room again, and it was really annoying. So for my second course and my third and fourth, I just had it written on a piece of paper and I had it there in my room, and it made things a lot easier for me, especially since your sense of time might get a little warped. You're meditating 10 hours a day. There's no clocks in the rooms, so it's a good idea to bring like a battery operated travel clock or an alarm clock, because you're not going to have your cell phone. You're not going to have the normal alarms that you might set on your phone. So bring the schedule and a battery operated travel clock. That's a good idea. Have a fresh battery in that clock. Maybe bring an extra battery. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, hangers. I came up with this little mental trick to help me get through the course, because it's mentally grueling. There's plenty of times when you're not having fun because it's hard work. It's totally worth it. Don't let this scare you off. You should go take your course. But just know that you're going to have all kinds of weird mental experiences. So one little trick that I came up with for myself was when I was packing my clothes, I would plan out, make sure you have a certain number of shirts and outfits for every day. And I would have the exact number of hangers, 10 days, 10 outfits. And as I go through the days, I would, at the end of the night, take off your clothes, put them in the bag with my dirties, my laundry bag, and then I have the empty hanger hang in there. So I'd have my empty hangers next to my hangers that had clothes on them. And as the week progressed, I loved watching the number of empty hangers grow and the number of outfits becoming fewer and fewer. Because when it's hard and you just want to leave and go home, and you just want it to be over already, or you're not having it, or whatever state you're in, for me, I found that really encouraging to just look at the empty hangers and be like, oh, now there's more empty hangers than there are occupied hangers. And get towards the end of the course, you're like, oh, look, there's only 2 more days left because there's only 2 more outfits hanging there. So I liked that. Also, you might want to bring extra hangers because you don't know. It's like when you go to any hotel, they usually give you a few hangers, but sometimes there's more things you want to hang up. So I don't know, maybe bring hangers if you want. Okay, and then here's the part where we talk about the stuff I didn't really need the first time. So my packing list that was sent to me included umbrella, rain boots, rain jacket, things like that, flashlight. And I brought all of it. It took up a lot of space in my luggage. And then when I got there, I figured out that I didn't need any of those things, because if it was raining outside, I didn't have to go outside, because all of the different parts of that meditation center are connected by hallways and stuff. There's different buildings, but then there's a walkway, or at least a walkway with a roof over it. So I didn't need an umbrella, and I didn't need rain boots. And also, they did have extra umbrellas by all the doors. There was the entrance to the outdoor recreation area. So like during the breaks during the day, if you want to go outside for a walk and it's raining, there were umbrellas right there that anyone could use. And also, they had a supply closet, at least in the women's residence hall. I'm assuming the men's residence hall had the same thing, but there was this big supply closet that had a whole bunch of extra stuff. Like they had travel size shampoo and conditioner, they had hair dryers, they had blankets and pillows, and you know, like stuff you'd find in a drugstore, like, you know, soap and body things, you know, anything that you might have forgotten to bring with you. But it was all there because people donated it. It's not like they maintain a certain inventory all the time. So, oh, and there were sheets there too. I packed my own sheets. They tell you to bring twin size sheets because there were twin size mattresses, but they had extra sheets. So if you really need to pack very lightly, you can call the meditation center ahead of time and ask them if there's any of these items that you could borrow. And if so, they can arrange to put that aside for you so that it's available for you when you get there. So the long and the short of it is, review your packing list with some scrutiny. Ask, do you really need it? And if you have a question about it, call them up. Here's what not to bring. Don't bring books, notebooks, pens, pencils, like art supplies, your knitting project, exercise equipment, any of that stuff. You're not there to do anything other than take the course, meditate. You're not supposed to bring that other stuff, and you're really going to rob yourself of a wonderful experience and fantastic benefits. If you take this course and you do it properly and you observe all the rules and you apply yourself the way that you're meant to apply yourself, you will be rewarded greatly. And there are other videos that I'll do about the rewards that are waiting for you on the other side. I know you're not used to having no entertainment, nothing to read, no one to talk to for 10 days, but you'll survive. You'll survive. It's totally worth it. So thanks for watching. Have a great course. I hope it goes really well for you. And if you have watched this video and then you took your first course, I'm really curious to know how it went. So please let me know in the comments below. And you know, we'll see you on the other side. Thanks.